Righty do. Howdy boss, how you doing? Howdy Range, my man. What's up, bro? Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me, right? Am I audible? Things are clear. Yay, nay, what's up? How do I know you? Bro, it's simple. Like, you use the same, like, icon, right? Every time. You use the same icon. The Skippy. The Clippy. Pretty simple. I just know you. I know actually like two people who have this, and I'm damn sure the first one everyone to comment, right, with this is 100% you. There's no way I've seen anyone else do that. Put my face next time. That would be fun. Put my face. Put my face next time on your DB. Just put my face. You remember the Xavier guy? You know the Xavier guy. You know he's like Xavier was here. Xavier was here. Just like do the same shit. For me, censored hacker was here. Go in every comment section. Just censored hacker was here. Fuck it. Yeah. Yep. Basically do that. Okay. So hopefully you are ready for a good session today. I'm actually excited about this one because this one we are going to go over PortSwigger as well. In which I looked, they don't have a lot, but it's good enough to cover for a good session. Insomnia, what's up, bro? So as I was showing you guys, right? Today is actually I'm interested. I will be making notes as we go because I think this will be important. First, we'll go over TryHackMe's Web Fundamentals Introduction to Web Hacking, right? We'll continue. Hell yeah, you are the first viewer on Twitch, yes. So, we'll cover Introduction to Web Hacking on TryHackMe, right? We'll cover what is IDOR example, the interesting how to put IDOR in a proper sense, right? What are various hashed IDs, blah blah blah. Then we'll go over PortSwinger, and then we'll go over their first PortSwinger main page, right? Direct references to database object, direct references to static files. That will be the material for today. At least it will give us enough information to like feel a bit more comfortable with the IDOR vulnerability. And let me know if you have any other IDOR one which we can cover. I think I was thinking of OVAP's IDOR, if they have any good stuff, but it was basically same thing as PortSwigger and trying to get that right. Okay, I'll do that. Here we go. I'll send you the LinkedIn one. I asked a question on LinkedIn recently, no reply. Like maybe one. Oh, it's from Robin, my man. Okay. Because I asked like how, hello all, quick question. Does anybody have good resources about AI powered IDs? I really want to understand. Indoor, actually, like IDOR is the wrong word for it. It's a very big word they have used for like, yeah, that's my name. Yep, that's my name. Oh, I have to change this. Lol. Yeah, no, it's good. Like, at least I want to. The reason I want to, because I was looking into should I spend enough time with these GitHub Copilot and all those things I have access to, Windsurf. So I'm better at like able to get my job done fast, and I can focus on other things, or what should I do, right? That was the idea behind like actually going over these things. Okay, and also we are at our 5 minute mark, right? Here. We will get started with our TryHackMe journey on IDOR vulnerability. Yeah, no, that's fine. But at least like you know questions, right? You if you find something, you know what I asked, right? I asked in the Discord too, so I asked in the AI section of the Discord. Sure, I'll share the room. Here we go. The first room is this. The second thing for PortSwigger is this, which will we cover after this. We'll take a break once we do, right? you change your you change the freaking you change the DP as well to my LinkedIn. holy holy yeah, it's crazy, man. You're crazy guy. Okay, with that being said, let's get going with our IDOR section, introduction to web hacking, right? I'm live. Let me just mention here. Okay. Now, yeah, no problem, man. I want to create really good notes because that's one thing I learned from 2025. Need to create really good notes, right? Okay. With that being said, let's get going. Try Hack Me Web Fundamentals Path Introduction to Web Hacking IDOR. Yeah. And I will just not focus on the chat for a bit, right? Let's get going. IDOR, a premium room, learn how to find and exploit IDOR vulnerabilities in a web application, giving you access to data that you shouldn't have. Right? IDOR is a very bad word in my opinion, and I think we were doing some kind of learning, and somebody did mention in one of their blogs that IDOR is the very wrong way. Right? What you said, Insomnia, very hard to remember. Right? Sure. Send me the CTFs. Yeah, sure. Send me the blogs. But IDOR is not the right word. The right word was not secure objects, like objects or data that should not, we should, as hackers or as users, we should not have access to, but we do because like it wasn't configured properly. So almost like a misconfiguration of like access, misconfigured access control. That's actually a better word for IDOR. So that's one thing really important to understand. And you will see what I mean, right? Oh, 100. That's what I reason. That's the reason I want to do live stream instead of just making videos. It helps me with the learning too. It's like just like you, it's helping me, right? Becoming a better hacker. Like YouTube is like a lot of people, right? On YouTube, example of that is a lot of streamers are first streamers, then they are gamers. There are there are very few people in the live streaming which are gamers and then became streamers. I want to do the second part where I don't want to like stream. Don't want to be a streamer who became hacker. I want to be a hacker who is just doing streaming. Like that's my main idea behind it. So task one: what is an IDOR? In this room, you are going to learn what an IDOR vulnerability is, what they look like, how to find them, and a practical task exploiting a real case scenario. IDOR stands for Insecure Direct Object Reference and is a type of access control vulnerability. So, data we should not have access to, but we do. That's simple what IDOR is. Let's put it this. I will be creating notes side by side for this because I think this is something everybody needs to understand. It's not given enough importance or like proper explanation. This vulnerability specifically. I know, man. Same. IDOR in basic terms is uh, improper access control to data. Basically, IDOR, in my opinion. This type of vulnerability can occur when a web server receives user supplied input to retrieve objects, file, data, documents. Too much trust has been placed on the input data, and it is not validated on the server side to confirm the requested object belongs to the user requesting it. I hate these words. This type of vulnerability can occur when a web server receives user supplied inputs. So somebody enters some kind of input, like for example, the ID, changing in the query parameters, changing the body parameter, right, to retrieve some data, anything, or SQL injection almost, right? After SQL injection, I'll say, to get data, too much trust has been placed in the input data. So they are not sanitizing the information that is being inputted by the user, and it is not validated on the server side. Again, sanitized and made sure proper checks are in place. The requested object belongs to the user requesting it. So let's say resetting the password of somebody else, all those kind of things. What does IDO stand for? Insecure Direct Object Reference. Imagine you have just signed up for an online service and you want to change your profile information. The link you click on goes to http onlineservice.thm profile user ID 1305. You can see your information. Here's the thing. You signed up for, let's say, amazon.com or tryhackme.com, right? On TryHackMe, when you click on your profile, like I do here on top, this one, where does it take me? Profile page, but with the user ID. Sorry, the user ID. And I can see my information. Curiosity gets the better of you, of course. You try changing the user ID value to 1000 instead of 1305, right? And to your surprise, you can now see another user's information. You have now discovered an IDOR vulnerability. Ideally, there should be a check on the website to confirm that the user information belongs to the user logged requesting it. Using what you have learned above, click on the Cite button and try and receive a flag by discovering and exploiting IDOR vulnerability. Hopefully, for till now, you guys are with me, right? Let me do this thing actually. I will open this in Brave so it's easier to see and do things. These sites, all those things way easier than that way. I don't care about that. I care about is this. Check through the emails below and try and identify a URL that looks like it could potentially be vulnerable to an IDOR attack and click on it. Shipping at onlinestore.tryhackme, order shipped. This is the date. So you see, your order number is this and it has been shipped. Remember your next order, this. Here, so the order one we got, right? You can view your invoice by clicking the link below. We have our order number here in /order1234 invoice. Then we have no reply. Join Discord, be a part of community, and Joe, just wondering if you are still playing poker this weekend. So our confirmation is this, because this is the only URL where some information is being used to retrieve a page, right? We click that, so that was correct. Now you can view your order confirmation, which contains your details. Here, this is our order, and we can confirm our details. T-shirt, jeans, that's expensive, I guess. Try changing the URL below to view order number 1000, right? So let's change here from 1234 to 1000. We did it and we got our flag, first flag here. THM IDOR found, right? Let's close this and move to the next. Task 3, finding IDORs in encoded IDs. When passing data from page to page, either by post data, query strings, or cookies, web developers will often first take the raw data and encode it. Encoding ensures that the receiving web server will be able to understand the contents. One second. Okay, so let's read again. When passing data from page to page, so let's say we are going from invoice order page to, let's say, invoice page, or different page, or even for Facebook, from your profile page to your wall page or whatever. So the data that is being passed on is by post data, like you through post request, the body. Query strings, when you see the question mark here, and then let's say invoice was this, or like data something equals 1 2 3 4. Cookies, which is a very popular way. Web developers will often take the raw data and encode it. Remember, it will encode it in base 64 encoding, right? Encoding ensures that the receiving web server will be able to understand the contents. Encoding changes binary data into ASCII string, commonly using this characters for padding. So encoding changes binary data into ASCII strings. The most common encoding technique is for web is base 64 encoding, and usually be pretty easy to spot because it ends with like almost equal signs a lot of times. You can use websites like base 64 encode decode, right? Or you can use CyberChef to decode the string, then edit the data and encode it again. So for example, we are on CyberChef, right? Here is let's say the data they were sending was user ID 1234. If this was the data they were sending, this is what we got. In the website, what we saw was this. Now what we do, from base 64, we can see the ID. They are using this. What we can change is, instead of supplying that, we'll go user ID 1111. Base 64 encode and then send that to the website. Simple. Excuse me. Re-encode it and then do it. Then resubmit the web request to see if there are any changes in the response. So let's say the data was this. Decoded, we saw the ID. Let me do it this way. So we have this, right? We saw in the cookie some string, and when we decoded, we got ID equals 30. Now we change the ID to 10, encoded it again, and we were able to access some stuff, right? That's what we are talking about as IDOR vulnerability. What is a common type of encoding used with websites is base 64. Okay, task 4, finding IDORs in hashed IDs. Hashed IDs are little bit more complicated to deal with than encoded ones, but they may follow a predictable pattern, such as being the hash version of integer value. For example, the ID number 123 would become this in MD5 hashing, where if MD5 hashing was in use. It's worthwhile putting any discovered hashes through a web service such as CrackStation, a very good website, I will say. It is becoming something I use a lot more often, which has billions of hashes and their values, right? Now, what they are saying, if you remember this picture, this is base for and decoded, right? Instead of that, we might have a string here, which would be MD5 string. We can't decode it, or we can't do this, right? We can't decode it. But what we can do is, we can run it through CrackStation. I will say CS for crackstation.net, the website I just sent. We can then see, let's say it is sending something like ID, which is, let's say, 1 2 3 4. We know it's MD5. Now it is confirmed and is sending the ID. What we do is we change the ID to diddling the JSON. What is diddling? So we change the ID to 1000 and we do run it through MD5 again. And the string we get, right? That's what we send in our request. Simple. That's what they mean. What is a common algorithm used for hashing IDs? MD5, I don't see it being used. I don't know why they said it's a common one. What I do see is SHA 256 still being used, even though it's not the best. And then also SHA 512, which is way more popular at this point, if I see hashing. We can also do a quick search. What is the most common hashing algorithm used in websites and transferring data? Let's see. I'll be shocked if it is MD5, honestly. SHA 256, like I was saying, right? SHA 256, even though not the best one, still used. Other older algorithms are SHA 1 and MD5, but not in use because of the issues. There were issues found in them. So, finding IDORs in unpredictable IDs. If the ID cannot be detected using the above methods, we are not able to detect by decoding it because no encoding decoding algorithm is used. Hashing is not used, let's say, or if hashing is used, it's very hard to find what hash was used or what is the idea, right? So an excellent method for IDOR detection is to create two accounts and swap the ID between them. If you can view the other user's content using their ID number while still being logged in as a different account or not logged in at all, you have found a vulnerable IDOR. What that means is, this is user 1 you created. Let's say user number 1. You created another user as 2, right? What you did, you were like, hey, I know its ID and what it is sending information, right? What information is sending. It's like encoded hash, whatever it is, right? Doesn't matter. At least I know what is sending. What I do, I replace this information. Can I put it here? This ID or this information. Instead of 2, I do the info here. What happens then? Am I able to access one's profile? Right? Is that a thing that's happening? If yes, then there is IDOR present. If not, no IDOR present, right? Using ID logged in as a different user or not logged in at all. If that happens, then it's a valid IDOR. Minimum number of accounts you would need to create to check for IDOR between accounts, 2. I'm just going to take this off. My ears hurt a lot. Where are they located? The vulnerable endpoints you are targeting may not always be something you see in the address bar. It would be, I will read all the chat later. I'm just very much done with like task 7. So we'll take a 5-10 minutes break after, right? So where are they located? The vulnerable endpoints you are targeting may not always be something you see in the address bar. Like here, I put in that invoice number, whatever, right? But you won't see it in address bar sometimes. It would be content your browser loads via AJAX request and something you find referred in JavaScript file. What that means is AJAX, these network related ones, right? These calls that are happening, the CSS one or other fetch calls that are happening behind the scenes, you might find information there. Sometimes endpoint could have an unreferenced parameter that may have been of some use during development and got pushed to production, right? During development, they were testing out some feature, testing out some way of accessing user information. but they were like, okay, this is not secure. But for some reason, the whole code was not deleted, like because no proper due diligence was done, and it was pushed to production. For example, you may notice a call to user details displaying your user information, right? Authenticated through your session. But through an attack known as parameter mining, you discover a parameter called user ID that you can use to display other users' information. So, what that means is this is your browser. Okay, not the best one. This is your browser. You have your information here. Let's say tryhackme.com, and you are using user detail. There is no query here. There is no query, but when you open your inspector, your content thing, like here I do, won't work. When I go inspect and I go in the network tab, right, I might see some information. And in there, I might see something called user ID being mentioned in one of the AJAX call or one of the API calls, if I may. Now I know with this API call with the user ID mentioned here, user ID mentioned is being used in the API and it's returning the data, right, to me, and that's being displayed on the browser. Now my goal is to change this user ID here, this user ID in the next API call to access information of another account. That's what they mean here. Where an IDOR is located, right? Where are IDORs located? When a browser loads an AJAX call, an API request is made, right? Things you find in that or in the JavaScript, the user ID is mentioned there through authenticated through your session, but attack known as parameter mining, parameter inside the AJAX, the fetch call, right? You discover a parameter that you display other users' information. That's all it is, like finding where the user ID is being put in an API request. Hopefully that was clear. Was it? Were you good with that or no? I want to like open, maybe what I can do. Let's see. Let's say I have this Twitch account, right? Something I like to watch on my own. You see some information is being going through these fetch calls. And there is extra information, right? Is being sent in terms of user ID. Something is happening. What I will do, I will click one of these. I'm not clicking right now, but I will click one of these fetch calls. Stop. I'll click one of these fetch calls. There might be information, let's say cookies or something else that can help me get that. I'm not showing information, no. Right? So in those API calls that are being made, information is hidden. We have to mine it and get that. I'm not showing cookies, bro. A practical IDOR example. Let's do this. Take a break, 5-minute break, and then we'll do PortSwigger exercise, right? Begin by pressing Start Machine buttons. Once you start, click on the link below and open the new tab, okay? Actually, I don't want to do it here. I will do it in Brave. I know sharing is caring, but I'm not that caring of a person, boss. Click the link below and open it in the new browser tab. Firstly, you will need to log in. To do this, click on the customer session, create an account. Once logged in, go to your account tab. Your account section gives you the ability to change your information such as the username, email, password, address, blah, blah, blah. You'll notice username and email fields are pre-filled in your information. We'll start by investigating how the information gets filled. If you open your browser developer tools, inspect the network tab and refresh, you will see an endpoint API version 1 customer with the ID of the customer mentioned. This page returns the JSON format of your user ID, blah, blah, blah. So what this means, I will show you all the information. Come on. Okay. No, not this. I don't see a tag box here. Okay, here, the link. So this is our Acme IT support, right? Let me go and create customer. Customer, right? I will sign up here. Test at test.com. Test 123. Test 123. Now, I'll go in the inspect. Go in the network tab, refresh it. I'll go on all. There are stuff here, right? Information here. I want to go and fetch. I will go to your account one. And you see something here. Customer question mark ID equals 50. Let me make it bigger for you guys. Customer question mark ID equals 50. That is the request made to this server. API version 1 customer and the query string as ID 50. What I want to do is change this thing, right? I want to change this thing because this is what returning the email and username. Let's see what they want us to change it to. Try selecting users with ID 1 and 3 and then answer the question below. What is the username of ID 1 and email address of ID 2? So what we do, can I change here? No. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this whole request. It's a GET request. I'm going to change the ID to 1. You see, I got Adam84 as the username. Fits perfectly. And then for ID 3, it's same as changing like, the invoices we saw. We say username John911 and j@fakeemail.thm. And with that being said, we completed our goal. And here's the link if you guys actually are interested in seeing what we were doing. The ID is like the VM is still open, so GG's, you can play around. Okay. So we completed our IDOR. Now, instead of moving to the next, what's this called, in the game, right? Yeah, I know. You can go. So file inclusion, we'll do that tomorrow. Today we are focusing on IDOR mostly. Let's start with PortSwigger IDE, IDOR stuff. Here is the link for PortSwigger. And we are working specifically on insecure direct object reference, IDOR, and then we'll cover direct reference to database objects and direct reference to static files. So let's take a quick 2-minute break, right? Because I want to see if you guys have any questions. How is the pace? You guys are happy with the pace, or do you have any other IDOR related, like how to say, CTF IDOR related resource you think I should do? Because we are on Wednesday. On Friday, I want to do CTF. So you guys let me know which CTF you want me to focus on. And I can do that. Drinking water. Water. Is that good, I believe? Check the link I sent on the channel. It was write-ups, okay. Write-ups, okay. And Caribous, okay. Let's go. I would love to. I need to get back into reading more because my reading habits are really bad. Okay, thank you, thank you, Wrench. So, with IDOR selected, we have write-ups for Okay. Okay. So there has been CTFs and they were specifically about IDOR vulnerabilities. Okay. That's actually neat. Is there related to try hack me or hack the box? Hack the box we can't do. Kim Wolf botnet is stalking your local network. Oh wow, cool. And it was on January 2nd, 2026. What a great start to the new year. Android boxes, best way. Cool. I don't have anything like that, so that's great. Good for me. I'm poor. They can't hack you if you do not own anything, right? Cool. We'll do a read of this on the weekend. I'm down to spend 1 hour every weekend. These are all the CTFs with the IDOR, yeah. And these are just CTF competitions, right? I guess. I'm down to read anything good, man. I just need to get more habit into reading. What I'm reading right now is this. I don't know if you guys are interested in topics like these. I'm very interested. It's called Flash Boys. Flash Boys is more about like how money people like it's just something like if you are into 2008 the crash the time machine those things. It's the same writer. It's the same writer, Michael Lewis. Oh, CDF competition that had IDO challenges in it. I'm down to look more into this. Flashing money, flashing money, flashing money. Like, have a look at this. On this book, there has been like this hummingbird project. Interesting, like just a thriller drama, but like most importantly, how much money was spent on just making internet wire straight. Right? It's $250 million with a B. So it's some interesting things this guy writes, and his way of writing is pretty good. Okay, with that stuff, no questions. Let's get started with Web Security Academy, PortSwigger, Access Control, and IDOR. Nice. That's good, man. Reading is important. I want to go for that more. Okay, let's go back to PortSwigger, Insecure Direct Object Reference, IDOR. In this section, we will explain what IDOR are and describe some common vulnerabilities, right? What are insecure direct object references? Insecure direct object references, IDORs, are a type of access control vulnerability that arises when an application uses user supplied input to access object directly. Marketing one is by Geo Market. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, marketing is also a great thing. You need to like read things from other genres as well. It's good to help overall development, right? So basically, that's they've put it very good, right? It's an access control vulnerability when user supplied input can access objects directly without any checks being done. Let me know if you want me to increase the font. The term IDOR was popularized by its appearance in OWASP's 2007 top 10 vulnerabilities. However, it is just an example of many access control implementation mistakes that can lead to access control being circumvented. IDOR vulnerabilities are commonly associated with horizontal privilege escalation, but they can also arise in relation to vertical privilege escalation. So what that means is this is your server. Horizontal privilege escalation is going from, let's say, one user or one service or server to another, like move horizontally from one. Important thing is your level of control, right? Let's say if you were depending on what user the level you're is, like let's say if there is a developer role, your role remains same when you are going in this direction, right? You are still getting the same level of privileges, nothing more. That's horizontal. Vertical is, let's say if you started as a user, and this is the more common one we look at with the vulnerabilities. If you are a developer, let's say in a for example, a great example is cloud, right? You are given a developer role, but you went horizontally. So from developer you went to admin, cloud admin, to almost owner. Owner is like the root level, right? In cloud, this guy can block anything he wants and destroy the whole company ever. So that's what horizontal is. The more privilege you get, more power. In this, you have the same power, just going from one server to another. So IDOR vulnerabilities are more commonly associated with horizontal, or it's like basic privilege escalation, horizontal or vertical privilege escalation. IDOR examples. There are many examples of access control vulnerabilities where user control parameters values are used to access resources or functions directly. Well, hold up. Many examples of access control vulnerabilities were user control parameter. Yes, like the query string, the body string, the cookies, right? If they were using, are associated to access resource and functions directly. So if one person has cookie, right? If they the cookie is the only way they are validating if a person has access to the cards or the credit cards or anything with account, right? You change the cookie, you have access to that new user's cookies or account information. IDOR vulnerability with direct reference to database objects. This is big. Consider a website that uses following URL to access customer account page by retrieving information from the backend database. Here is our culprit, if you may. Let me make it bigger. So this is our culprit. This is the URL, but here is the information after the question mark, the query parameter. Customer number 1323. I'm not saying that much. 132 or 13, right? The customer number is 13. Now, if I change 13 to something else, because it's not validating if this is the right customer number or customer ID from this person. If this person who is requesting this customer ID should have access to this customer ID, right? They are not doing those checks. What they are saying is, hey, whatever customer ID you give me, I'm going to return back that information. Here, the customer number is used directly as a record index in queries that are performed on backend database. If no other controls are in place, an attacker can simply modify the customer number, this one, value by bypassing access control to view the records of other customers, right? So from here, it can go to 56 or 50 or whatever. This is an example of leading to horizontal privilege escalation, because in horizontal, if you remember, from one user or one customer to another customer, right? Same level of privilege, just bouncing from one user to another. An attacker might be able to perform horizontal or vertical privilege escalation by altering the user to one with additional privileges while bypassing access control. So let's say customer number 1 in this case, instead of user like 13 blah 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 in this here, I get access to, instead of 13, I put myself as 1, and that was an admin account. Now I escalated my privilege horizontally, right? That way is like more like brute forcing, finding your way through, right? Other possibilities include exploiting password leakage or modifying parameters once the attacker has landed in user's account page. For example, like IDOR vulnerabilities with direct reference to static files. So, IDOR vulnerabilities often arise when sensitive resources are located in static files on server-side file system. This what we talked about with S3 buckets, we talked about with blob storage on cloud, right? There is some access control, but there is a lot of static files there, right? With Netflix, they're quarterly. Let's say if the example, let's say it was the bucket name was Netflix. mm, I'll go like this. I'll put, give me 1 second, I'm going to type the whole URL to give you a proper example. mm, Now you probably can read what I'm typing proper. Make it nice and beautiful. Here, this is the S3 bucket which holds static files. Netflix finances S3 buckets, right? Amazon. Name reports Q1 2025. What we now do is, let's say we change to Q2 2025 just before the day these are going to be released. Now we will have access to information which public don't one day before, and we can destroy the market, right? For example, a website might save chat's later transcript to disk using incremented file name. Very common. Allow users to retrieve these by visiting the URL like this. If this has all the data, like for example, your WhatsApp, in this situation, attacker can simply modify the file name to retrieve a transcript created by another user or potentially obtain user credentials and other sensitive information. So FBI can access your chats by just keep on going to different numbers. You are cooked, basically. So now let's do the lab of insecure direct object reference. Not solved yet, it's apprentice level. This lab stores user chat logs directly on the server's file system and retrieves them using static URLs. Solve the lab by finding the password for the user Carlos and logging into their account. Okay. Beautiful part about them, they have solutions and community solutions, which is nice. I'll close this. Okay, we have this, right? Academy, my account, lab not solved. So this is the lab. What we have to do, this lab stores user chat log directly on the server's file system. Retrieve using static URL. Solve by finding the password for user Carlos. So where are the chat logs? I have to see. Live chat, we see. Hello world, we sent. There's a chat happening, right? I'll go to view. Sorry, I don't know that one and other ones you are thinking up right now. I'll go view transcript. I'll go again, view transcript, and I want to see the logs. You see here, don't show this. I have a link, a static link to all the files. Yep. To all to this specific chat log, right? I have the link. What now I will do is, oh, actually I can do, yeah, I'll just go to, let's say Carlos. If I have to find, I will start with, let's say 0. No transcript. Let's say 1. I downloaded something. Let's see. Hi Hal, I think you have forgotten my password and need confirmation. I got right now. Sure, no problem. Seems like a nice guy. Tell me the password, I'll confirm it. Thanks, I've heard other people that you can be. So the new, okay, my password is this. Is that right? Right? So this is by Carlos. We don't exactly know if it is Carlos or not. That's one thing. Right? We don't know about Carlos. There is nothing mentioned, but we see some name some password here. So what we're going to do is, where do I post it? Uh, Home, my account, Carlos, login. No. Congratulations, you have solved this thing. So it's interesting that through, just a little bit digging, we can find the password and the information. And here is the URL for chats if you want. Okay, so that was it. A good day. I like that at least we did something more than what TryHackMe did and did some lab. Okay. Do you guys have any more labs we can do right now, or anything you want to chat? Because we are almost at a 1 minute mark, 1 hour mark. But what I can say personally, IDOR is one of those vulnerabilities. Is good to get used to of it, and especially good to get your eyes comfortable with it, so that whenever you see something, your brain should automatically from the back click, oh, it's an IDOR vulnerability. I need to check this. That's my only 2 cents I can do. You hate IDOR vulnerability? Okay. Okay, we have something, Corridor by TryHackMe. Maybe we can do this on the weekend though. Corridor CTF. It's a 5 minute one. Let's just do it right now. You want to do it right now? I have to keep looking. Yeah, chain number there and there and there. Yeah, like you have to automate it then, right? But sometimes you just have to look. There's no way to get that done. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this room. I'm down to do this room. You guys want to do it today, or you guys have the appetite? Because I think like today was a very short one. I want to do it. Start the tag box and start the machine. And let's see what they have to say. Every app has something new in it. Yeah. Yep. Code review? Right now? Bro, code review takes time, bro. Yeah, like it 100% is, but I don't. Maybe I can. Like, not today. We can, like, plan a special stream, because just looking at code won't do much. Like, it is like finding a needle in a haystack, right? I know. It is like, because I look at code anyways at my work. When I was doing the act work, I used to look at a lot of commits every day, man. It was crazy. Let's just do this today, and then maybe we can plan a stream. That's like one thing we can put in someday. So, because I have to, like, I talk to my editors, and today, yeah, but no, I talked to my editors today, and good part is there are some shorts coming. Yeah, but there are shorts coming and there is videos coming. So I talked to them today before starting the stream. So hopefully within a week you will see something. By the end of like next Sunday, you will see something. That's my plan. I want them to get adjusted to my style, and hopefully we can grow this channel more. Right? There's a lot of things happening in my life right now, so I want YouTube to be my biggest thing. That's why I opened my donation, like subs I'm allowing now. Earlier I didn't like subs either, but subs, donations I'm allowing now, because I think it's time for me to become a full-time streamer. That's just one thing. Earlier, like, right? I didn't like when subs were there, because I want everything to be free. But yeah, with that being said, let's go to task 1, escape the corridor. You have find yourself in a strange corridor. you can find your way back to where you came. In this challenge, you will explore potential IDOR vulnerabilities, examine the URL endpoints you access as you navigate the website, and note the hexadecimal values you find. They look at awful lot like a hash, don't they? This would help you uncover website location you were not expected to access. I love it. It's like almost I don't know if you have watched Mr. Robot a lot. It's like that. Okay, let's look at this IP address we have. And I think we can start the burp suite as well for this, right? Funny thing, on Monday my body was so tired. And that's the reason like I'm taking a break from lead code or die 2 this week only. My body was like breaking in pieces. Okay. 35% off on the annual subscription. That's crazy. Okay, we have something. We are inside a corridor. Okay. Let's go to Foxy Proxy, start our proxy. No, man, like my work is actually killing me. I really, really need to do something about it. That corporate slavery started as a joke, but it's actually real, man. Okay, I think this is good. I'm going to increase the font and everything, don't worry. Just going to adjust things the way they should be properly first. So we have IDOR, we have this burp suite open for us. And our burp proxy is working, which is great. Yep, no, that's true. It is true. Bills, buddy, bills. So font, I will increase it to like 18. And display this one to 18 as well. Okay, should be visible, right? Okay, cool. Now let's go to proxy. We see our data. One request is being made to this URL. Get to the home directory, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's let it go. Let's inspect what we are getting. We have image corridor.png. Map target this area. There are a lot of href here. Okay, you see every corridor has something. That's amazing. So every door has a something to it. Stack path bootstrap this and then this image. What we get? Same thing. Okay. We see a page. We just see one page. This is actually like spooky, kind of, but interesting. Okay. We don't know where to go from here. Let's go back. Let's go to this one. Empty room PNG, this. Nice. Same thing, right? We are seeing empty room every time. Let's see the head. Bootstrap. We see static. So let's see static, how the static looks. Not found. The requested URL was not found on the server. If you want, manually check the spelling or stuff. Okay. Static, let's say images. No. Static CSS. Okay. The URL here is img, static img. No, nothing here. Okay, let's read what they said. You have found yourself in a strange corridor. Can you find your way back to where you came? In this challenge, you will have to explore IDOR vulnerabilities, examine the URL endpoints you access as you navigate the website, note the hexadecimal values. Oh, these are hexadecimal. Okay. That's a good way to like start information. Okay, let's go. If I see here, this is hexadecimal, right? If I go to Cyber Chef, from hex. Okay, I'm going to use the magic to help me find information. Let's see if it finds something. Name from base 64. Okay. Interesting. It has in like basically. Yep, always the magic. Empty room PNG. If you see, it is saying base 64 from base 85. So base 85. Hex. No. So there is clue basically in those image like that keywords, right? I'll just paste it here in the chat too if you guys want. Just don't give me the hints till I ask. If I ask. Decode NetBIOS name from base 64, from 85, from Hexter. NetBIOS name. Hex 69. Are you joking? Yep, you're joking. Wait. Let's put it in reverse, right? Maybe find something. And it's a IDOR vulnerability. So I just have to find this decode and I will be able to get. So matching operations. Oh wait, this is here. I'm idiot. Didn't see it. Option hex string 51. Okay. Bake. Nothing is coming? What? So first from base 64, then base 85, then from hex. What about if I go? No. Decode, like, if I search it up, I don't, okay, I'll search it up. 1 second though. Result snippet is this. MD5 hash. Oh, damn it. Interesting. So, crack station it is. I'm an idiot then. Where are the cars? Cars. Crack. Result is 1. Oh, damn it. So if it is 1, maybe I just go to 0. One, let's say if I go to 0. Okay, we got the flag. Holy, okay. It will take time to be a hacker, I guess. I've seen this string so many times and I didn't click it. Should have gone Google first thing. I'm the idiot one. Thank you, Wrench. Uh, okay. It's okay. Just one of those days. Oh boy. Okay. With that being said, I think at least we can end the session with after doing IDOR and everything. Dude, it happens, but I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen. Yeah. I didn't say F word. Did I say the F word? Did I? I'm sorry if I did. I thought I didn't. Well, okay. I'm sorry. But yeah, lads. I think that's all for today. Um, we are going to cover our next topic, which was file inclusion, and I think I will go more into depth on where we can find better resources. Like IDOR, we found some stuff on PortSwigger. Okay. Okay, I see. But yeah, for tomorrow I was saying if this. Oh, okay. I thought something else. But yeah, lads. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you, Insomnia and Wrench. You both were amazing with all the messages. Tomorrow we'll um, continue with file inclusion again using PortSwinger and TryHackMe. But what I will do, I feel there is important information. I will look Kishore, what's up, bro? Prizes for Advent of Cyber. We can do a quick search. I think that will give us the answer. But like I will say, don't have high hopes for those because they are never. I've never seen anyone win it. Honestly. Where's the date? I think they will email. That's what they said. I remember that. But I didn't see ups for graphs event. Okay. Okay. All right. Prizes. They didn't mention when it will be like the draws will be happening. So I don't know. That's a good question. But I know that like they will send you the email. That's what I know if you win. Which I have never received after like 3 years of participating in this. So GG's on that part. Yeah. Winners this year over. Okay. Revealed. They were revealed. Okay. I didn't know when they were even revealed. Okay, that's good. Anybody want iPhone or what? Nobody want iPhone? Yo, so I think the prize is done, boss. I think yeah, they will let you know through the email. You can ask in their what's it called in the Discord as well about this. No, its iPhone is being given by TryHackMe, bro, not me. Not that rich yet. So you can ask in their channel. Somebody mentioned me. I don't even know when. Oh, here. Completely open. Everything nice, nice. Yeah, I think you can ask when the if how they will let you know, and then you can get more information. I think the way they did was through emails. That's all I know. Yeah. Alrighty. Do you guys have any more questions? If not, I'll get back to my work, my slavery. Yeah, yeah. But it's I personally I don't know if I have seen anybody win. Like I have never won. I have never win this thing. So yo, Warlock Gaming, what's up, bro? How you doing, my man? Yeah, I wish I won something. I would have given like if I won like a 12-month thing, I would have given away. That would be nice. Like somebody winning that and stuff. I'm progressing good with Linux fundamentals from pen 100. Nice. Almost at the part 1 end. Took notes in the Obesian and also posted in GitHub. Nice, bro. Nice in the private. Nice. I did that too. I started like using the GitHub one every day too. So I just do GitHub commit and push. It's pretty nice. Get some greenery out there. Wrench. Yeah. And also, oh, yo, interesting thing I saw in the morning. Let me share this with you guys. Wrench would be very happy seeing this. We are at 7:15:49. So in 7 days, if we reach 769, or 8 days, we reach 769, I'm going to jump in like snow, and I will show you. Like, if you want, I can send a picture how much snow out there is. Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I just like, I don't how to say, I have other things on GitHub I push in my private repos through my coding, vibe coding things. I'm working on some AI stuff that I do, but like this is just more about convenience for me. It's good, especially if you are starting to do it manually, learn, make mistakes, and do it. But I have almost been there for on Git, using Git for 2 years, and it's one of my favorite tools. So I just do it manually. At this point, I can do it manually, but for you, at least do not use anything for a year. GitHub, the more you use, the better you become, and it's a very essential tool, and it's a beautiful tool, one of the top most beautiful tool. An interesting thing about Git itself, the very first project that started using Git was Git itself. Like, have a look at that story. It's amazing. That's what I love about Git and recursion itself. And GNU itself, the word GNU is also a recursive function of itself. I love that. GNU stands for GNU, not Unix, right? So, what is GNU? GNU stands for Unix. It keeps on going. There's a lot of beautiful things, small Easter eggs all over the tech, which I love. And that's how I think should be. Like, even with my website, I think that's what triggered me to build my website the way it was, with a lot of Easter eggs in here, like the hellofriend.move. There is a at least 5, 6 Easter eggs all over the website. So you can find some interesting things in there. Have a look if you want to, have fun in your spare time. But yeah, with that being said, lads, I will take your leave. Tomorrow we'll do file inclusion from TryHackMe. Along with that, we'll do from PortSwigger, and I will try to find if we can do more CTFs around it, right? And as I was mentioning, right, I got editors. I had a chat with the editor. I'm going to pay them, see if I can release some small shorts to answer a bunch of frequently asked questions around the game, around this channel when I see through live stream, and also make videos that are helpful. Um, and like, it's going to be a mix. One of the videos recently, when I think I was talking to someone, I don't want to reveal the name, but it was about websites and making websites as well as GitHub, so that you can show something during your interviews. So I'm doing those. A lot of things are going, so I'm sometimes lose my focus, and things go take more time than required, and the work thing. But this year, I promise, I'm more committed to try to YouTube and delivering better quality stuff. So hope you guys like it. Yeah, that's all I have. And with that being said, this is your favorite censored hacker, your neighborhood packet sniffer. I will take your leave, and yeah, have a great day, lads. I just really want to thank for all the messages here. The messages you post in the chat every day helps me stay motivated a lot. So please, if you can, just send a message, like, share, subscribe. You don't want to do, that's okay. Just message in the chat. Just say, hey, what's up? That means a lot to me. So thank you so much. Thank you. A big thanks. With that, good note, give your loved ones a lot of beautiful hugs and kisses. This is your favorite censored hacker signing off with a big bye. Bye, everyone. Good night, bro. Have a good one. Keep going. Let's go. We'll grind. 2026 is the year of grind. Peace out.